I'm Gabriel Morency for Sports Interaction. Let's take a look at a great weekend of sports as bettors are going to be busier than security at Citizens Bank Ballpark in downtown Philadelphia. Although I personally think a better name would be Rowdy Citizens Park. But hey, what do I know? I'll tell you one thing I do know. I know that it's time to get it on, as we're going to be going back to our hometown of Montreal with the UFC 113. We've got Shogun versus the Dragon. Now, I know this seems like a movie you'd see on cable at like 4 in the morning. Subtitles, nothing would be in sync. Well, I'll tell you what, it's not. What we have here is the light heavyweight championship of the world at stake, and it's going to be a great fight. Now, Lyoto Machida is often criticized for not being exciting enough. He's one of the most awkward opponents in all of mixed martial arts. Shogun Rua figured him out in October. Now, we all know that Shogun won the first fight. Machida got the decision. I think even Machida knows that he didn't beat Shogun the first time around. With all that being stated, I'd like Machida to retain his belt. I don't see what Shogun can do any differently the second time around, and I think Machida is going to be prepared, and I believe that Lyoto Machida will retain his championship. And I also believe that if you like Machida, wait until fight night to lay it down. A lot of people like Shogun. He's a very popular fighter. People are influenced by the countdown shows. So keep your eye on the number. And if you like the Dragon, wait till the final second before you look to slay the book. Now let's take a look at Josh Koscheck and Paul Daly. Paul Daly's from the Dan Hardy school of thought. Talk, a bunch of smack talk. Try to get your opponent off of his game. That's all good, but you still have to get into the octagon. And I don't think things are going to work out very well for Paul Daly. Now, similar to the Machida-Shogun fight, nobody likes Josh Koscheck. Everybody likes Paul Daly. Everybody likes the slugger. Everybody likes the smack talker. But I'll tell you what, Josh Koscheck is in a different league. He's in a different class. And Dana White's on record as saying the winner will get a fight with GSP. Josh Koscheck's already got an opportunity to fight against GSP. And I wouldn't have a problem watching Kosh versus GSP too. Paul Daly, GSP too, please. I'd rather watch Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather and Sugar Shane Mosley portray Aaron Andrews on Dancing with the Stars. That was brutal. Sam Stout, Jeremy Stevens, not going to be brutal. I like Sam Stout to get it done. Not going to be easy. Probably going to be the fight of the night. And, Patrick Cote coming back, fighting in his home province of Quebec. He gets Alan Belcher, one of the more underrated fighters in the UFC. I like the Predator. I think Patrick Cote has got a lot of training under his belt. I think he's improved since he lost to Anderson Silva. I'm a little bit concerned about ring rust, but when it comes down to it, I'm going to look for the Montreal Canadiens' home ice advantage, so to speak, at the Bell Center. Now, the Bell Center has been a magical place for the past couple of weeks. Who would have thought that the Montreal Canadiens were going to knock off the Washington Capitals and now have the Pittsburgh Penguins on the ropes? And if you're saying to yourself, on the ropes, hey, they're locked up at 2. Yeah, they're locked up at 2, but the Montreal Canadiens have them just where they want them. This series has become a best 2 of 3, and I'm liking the Montreal Canadiens' chances from here on out. Now, I know Original Six fans would like nothing better than to see a Detroit, Chicago, Montreal, Boston Final Four. Probably not going to happen. I know Red Wing fans are thinking, hey, one game at a time. San Jose gave them the last game. It's not going to happen again. I expect the San Jose Sharks to put an end to this series, although that was impressive watching Detroit just beat the crap out of them. Now, if you're not into the National Hockey League, you missed the Olympics, how about some international hockey? We got the World Hockey Championships beginning. Canada's usually the favorite. Anytime you've got hockey, Canada is going to be the favorite, unless it's field hockey. I've never been able to figure that out. Why, Canadians play ball hockey, they play ice hockey, they play roller hockey, they play all kinds of hockey, but they suck at field hockey. Never been able to figure that out, but there's a lot of things I can't figure out. Hey, that's another story. But one thing I can figure out is that the Russians are angry. They didn't like being embarrassed in the Olympics, and they're hosting the next Olympics. The Russians also own this World Hockey Championship. It's being played overseas. Ovechkin, Kovalchuk, Semin. The Russians are stacked. Canada's got some good young guns, but when it's all said and done, I think there's some good value with the Russians, plus money to win the World Championships. Now, the NBA playoffs continue, and You know, the NBA playoffs not nearly as intense as the National Hockey League, but it doesn't mean there's not an opportunity to make some money. Now, I like the Utah Jazz. I like them against the Denver Nuggets. It's really too bad that they're not healthy enough to legitimately compete with the Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers are going to win this series, but I think Utah can nail down a couple of more covers before we're all said and done. And I like Utah to at least get a game on their home court. Boston, Cleveland, this is getting crazy. And, Cleveland, the Cavaliers, I think the C stands for chemistry, as in they don't have any. And Cleveland looks to me like they're in a little bit of trouble right now. And I said there was a little bit of something for everyone. Let's wrap it up with Fenway Park. Say it, Chowder, Chowder. We've got the Yankees and we got the Red Sox. Playing through the weekend at Fenway Park. The over-under of Sunday night's games probably going to be about 10 and a half, which should be about as how many hours it takes to get through this baseball game. Hey, listen, I love that rivalry, but the games are just too long. Javi Vasquez has been so bad for the Yankees, he's actually been bypassed. So keep your eye on Javier Vasquez from here on out. I thought he'd be a lot better than he is. Now, if you don't want to watch the Yankees and the Red Sox, let's just watch the Braves and the Phillies. Might be more entertaining. Now, we're only like a month into the baseball season. We've got a drunk dude who purposely vomited on a 12-year-old kid, I believe, at a baseball game. We've got someone who's been tasered, and then the following night after someone gets tasered, some DJ dude, DJ Thoroughbred, looking for a little pub. Hey, you got it. You ran on the field. You didn't get tased, but you did get charged for trespassing and narcotics possession. Now, I'm not an expert on running onto playing surfaces, but next time, leave the bag of chronic with your buddy. I'm Gabriel Morency for Sports Interaction. May the winners be yours.